Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. In today's video, we are going to be in the Masters of the Wild book from 3rd edition D&D. We're looking at prestige classes. This is the continuation of my prestige class playlist. The prestige class we're looking at today is Bane of Infidels. We'll go over what the requirements are, what you get from the class, your skills, your hit dice, proficiencies if you gain any new ones, and then what abilities you get for this 10 level prestige class. We'll go over the table and then we'll dive into the actual paragraphs of the information. If there's anything I see that would need to be changed or altered or doesn't feel powerful enough for a Pathfinder game, then I'll go over what changes I'd make for that. Given that this book predates Pathfinder by at least 10 years. So, the Bane of Infidels is a leader of a xenophobic tribe. He wants nothing to do with the outside world because the way his people do things is the way they always do them and the way they always will. So you pretty much are a xenophobic hunter in a way. The hit dice for this class when you gain a level in it is a D8. The requirements to become a Bane of Infidels. You have to be any non-good alignment. Your skills, you have to have Intimidate of 4 ranks, Knowledge Religion, 6 ranks, or Knowledge Nature, 6 ranks. The following feats are required: Iron Will and Leadership. So with the Leadership feat, you're going to be at least 5th or 6th level. Spells, able to cast 3rd level Divine spells. So that's saying you need to be at least a divine caster as well. The following skills are class skills. You'll get 4 plus your intelligence bonus every level. Animal empathy, concentration, which is not a class skill anymore in Pathfinder, it's just built into your class. Craft, diplomacy, handle animal, heal, intimidate, intuit direction, knowledge nature, knowledge religion, profession, scry, and sense motive, spellcraft, swim, and wilderness lore. Wilderness lore is now called survival, which would also include intuit direction in it now. Intuit direction was your innate ability to determine which direction's north or which direction is the right direction to be headed when you're underground. Let's see. Other than that, most of the skills seem like they'll correlate straight into Pathfinder. Weapon and armor proficiency. The Bane of Infidels gains no weapon or armor proficiencies. So the only weapon and armor proficiencies you have is from whatever class you had before you take this prestige class. You gain spells with this prestige class. They are you would add this prestige class level to your regular class to determine what levels, what amount of spells and stuff that you get. So if you're 3rd level in this prestige class and you're 6th level, say druid, you would be considered a 9th level druid for your spell casting. So you'd look at a 9th level druid, how many spells they get per day from all the different spells, what spell level they can cast, and that would be what you would get. But as far as your abilities, you're still just a 6th level druid as far as your class abilities go. Instead, you have 3 levels of Bane of Infidel abilities. So let's look at the table now. Your base attack bonus at 1st level of Bane of Infidels is +0. And remember, you get to add that to your existing class base attack bonus. By 10th level, it's a +7. So you're progressing like a rogue or a cleric class. Your fortitude bonus at 1st level is a +2, and your will save bonus is a +2. So they have the best saves for your class. By the time you're 10th level, they'll be +7s, and remember those stack with your existing class bonuses whenever you took a level into this class. Your reflex save starts at a +0. It's your worst save. And by the time you're 10th level, you only get a +3 from this class to your reflex save. Okay, so at first level you get energumen and pyre. At second level you get hearth protection and sacrifice. At third level you get secrets of stone. At fourth level you get detect loyalty. At fifth level you get major sacrifice. At sixth level you get wicker man. At seventh level you get bonfire. At eighth level you get antipathy field. At ninth level you get mass energumen. And at 10th level you get mass sacrifice. The energumen, beginning at first level, the character may bestow a low-powered form of barbarian rage at any follower who is an adherent of the same religion. The follower gains a +2 to the strength and con, and a +1 morale and will saves. In all other respects, this effect is like a barbarian rage. Energumen is usable once per day per bane of infidel levels, so you can use it 10 times per day at 10th level. Pyre. At first level, the bane of infidels may cause a 5-foot square area to burst into flame. Anyone in that area must succeed a reflex save DC 10 plus bane of infidel levels plus wisdom modifier, or suffer 1d4 points of damage per bane of infidel level. This ability is usable once per day. I think I would increase that use per day just to fit Pathfinder a little bit more. Maybe it's equal to the wisdom modifier times per day. Hearth protection. At second level, the Bane of Infidels may perform an 8-hour ritual to designate an area within the radius of up to 5 feet per Bane of Infidels level as a hearth. This area then functions as a permanent zone of truth, though the Bane of Infidel is immune to the effects. The character may have only one hearth at a time. Sacrifice. Beginning at second level, the Bane of Infidel may sacrifice any humanoid by killing it with a coup de grace in his hearth. This ritual increases his effective caster level for all spells by +2 for 1 hour. If the Bane of Infidel sacrifices a follower, he must make a diplomacy check DC 20. Failure indicates that all his remaining followers desert. Success means he retains their loyalty. This effect does not stack with the bonuses gained from major sacrifice or mass sacrifice. Sacrifice is usable once per day. Secrets of Stone. At third level, the Bane of Infidel gains the ability to discern the affected spell and necessary sacrifice of any standing stone within 100 feet of him as a free action. So, see chapter 3. So they have something built into this book for that I am not as familiar with. So okay, Standing Stone is a magical stone that gives you access to spell levels, 0 level through 9th level. Let me see what it actually says. Stone Obelisk increases the druid's ability to cast a single spell when in contact with it. The creator chooses a druid spell from the stone to affect the specific sacrifice, such as a cow or a pile of gems, that activates it. Therefore, any druid can use the Meld into Stone spell to merge with the Standing Stone and discover those 2 pieces of information. Once she has done so, she can activate the Standing Stone for herself only by making a designated sacrifice. You can cast the spell as affected by the Empower spell, Enlarge spell, and Extend spell using the stone. Because each Standing Stone affects only one spell, this item are typically arranged in circles with no more than 30 feet between any adjacent pair, so that a druid may move to a new stone to cast a new spell each round. So you would set up a stone with a specific spell, and the price isn't outrageous, but it's not something I would consider. A zero level spell is 10,000 market price. Ninth level spell is 57,700. So that'd give you a range, and it's a permanent structure after it's built. So I can see where that could be very useful, especially if you're leaning into that a lot in your game. So next is Detect Loyalty. At 4th level, the Bane of Infidels may examine a follower for faithfulness. If that individual has grossly violated the code of conduct that the Bane of Infidel has established or otherwise acted in a manner opposed to the latter's purpose and directions in the last 24 hours, the Bane of Infidel discovers it. No save, but the spell resistance applies, and gains a +5 circumstance bonus on his diplomacy check when sacrificing that follower. Using Detect Loyalty does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Major Sacrifice. This ability gained at 5th level is like Sacrifice, except that the Bane of Infidel can increase his effective caster level for all spells by +4 for 1 hour by sacrificing a sentient creature with 5 or more hit dice. This effect does not stack with that of Sacrifice or Mass Sacrifice. Wicker Man. At 6th level, the Bane of Infidel learns to create a sacrificial totem trap. This ability produces the same effect as the Wall of Thorns spell, except as follows. The thorny briars form a humanoid shape 10 feet square, with a height equal to 10 feet per Bane of Infidel level. Anyone in that area when the Wicker Man appears gets a reflex save, DC's 10, plus the Bane of Infidel level, plus the Wisdom modifier. To avoid being caught in its body at a point halfway up its height, the pyre and bonfire abilities of the Bane of Infidel count as magical fire for purpose of igniting the Wicker Man and do their normal damage to everyone trapped inside each round until the Wicker Man burns away, per the Wall of Thorns spell, or they escape. This ability is usable once per day. I'd probably make that ability usable more than once per day, but I'm not sure how much more. Let's see what else that the Bane of Infidel gets, and we'll revisit that. Bonfire. This ability gained at 7th level functions like Pyre, except that it affects a 10-foot square area. So, at the point that Bonfire is introduced, if I said you could use Pyre once per day per level, then you can now choose between the two, Bonfire or Pyre, once per day per level. The Bonfire Pyre. Antipathy Field. At 8th level, the Bane of Infidel may protect his hearth with an antipathy field. Once per day, this functions like an antipathy spell, except that the target is the entire area of the hearth and the duration is 24 hours. So let's look up the antipathy spell, because I am not as familiar with that. And I don't see that spell. Okay. Can only do so much. Mass Energumen. This ability, gained at 9th level, functions like Energumen above, except that the effects up to 10 followers at once. So you could get 10 people to rage. I'd probably give you half your wisdom bonus to how many times you can cast Mass Energumen, just to give you more use of it for Pathfinder. Mass Sacrifice. At 10th level, the Bane of Infidel can increase his effective caster level by +2 up to a maximum of +10 for each humanoid sacrificed within 10 rounds. This ability is otherwise like Sacrifice. Its effect does not stack with that of the Sacrifice or Major Sacrifice. So, let's revisit Wickerman. I would probably allow you to use Wickerman once per day per Bane of Infidel level at 6th level beyond. So by 10th level, you could use it 4 times per day, because that would not be crazy. It would be powerful, but they get a decent save, so it's not like it's crazy. And then we said Mass Energman or Energman, you could use like once per day per level. Mass Energman, I would give you half your wisdom modifier times per day you could use it, since it affects a lot of people. So that's the changes I would make. Let me know what you all think of the Bane of Infidel's prestige class. It's definitely one I could see being used as a villain class for a lot of the games that I would run. But if I wanted to lean into the druid stuff, just the standing stones and things like that, I could also see this being a very useful player class for a lot of players. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Until we all game again, guys.